Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Live Lunch Break, the weekly concert series that we do here at the Day. We stream all of these things from theday.com, and they're all archived. So going back well over 100 concerts and several years that me and my pal Pete Wappy have done this, you can see any and all of them. And I don't know, Pete, is there like an archive listing? Do we have that alphabetized? Not alphabetized, in a neat typeface that everyone can, I don't know. Anyway, we're here in the Telegraph record shop in New London. We do this. I don't want to do it here anymore because every time I show up here, I find records that I want and buy them. And so it's a drain on my meager journalist's income. Anyway, I'm so happy today because our old friend Bergin O'Malley, who had deserted us for the West Coast and the beauty and intellectual compellingness of Berkeley. You were there for a while.
Yeah, it was great, but I'm back.
But you are back permanently.
Yes.
We're glad to have you here. Bergin is a wonderful singer-songwriter. This is her new album, Somebody, and I'm entranced by it. I don't know whether it's because I'm getting older and more wistful, but there are a lot of sort of melancholy. I'm not saying it's a sad record, but there's a lot of wistful moments and minor key melodies, and I love it.
Thank you.
I'm very happy. But since you've been back here, since you were gone, there was also the Blink album. So we haven't seen you.
It's been a while.
So there's a lot to play and talk about.
Yeah, I'm
going to shut up and let Bergin play for a while, and then we'll talk. And we're so glad to have you here, and welcome back, Bergin O'Malley.
I'm so glad to be here.
I know you're working
So excited to be back here in the Telegraph, this amazing record store. I hope it just stays around forever and ever, and to be here with Rick and Peter and Bernard, and my dad is here, which is very exciting. I do have this new album. I'm going to be playing some songs from the new album, some songs that didn't make the album, and then some songs that I wrote in California. So we're going to mix it up. So this next song is called More, which is also my kind of ode to therapy. And I always thought music was enough therapy, but then I actually went to a therapist, and I was like, oh my God, this is like legit. And therapy has been amazing. And if you haven't been, I recommend you go, because it's pretty life-changing. And so for this song, I do a lot of songs where I start here, and then I go here. But seeing as therapy changed me, I went, now I'm going to go here, and then we're going to go there with this one. Anyway, so this one is called More, and it's not on the record. It's out, we're talking, words are being said, no longer just thoughts in our head. And I don't know why we were so scared before, 'cause now that we're talking, I just want to talk some more. It's out, we're talking, the truth is being told, no longer enough to just get old. And I don't know why we were so scared before, holding on to nothing, but now we both want more. Oh, more. Leave no kind word unsaid. Lead with your heart and not with your head. Oh, hold me close, dear. We'll take it day by day. We'll take it from here. We'll take it day by day. Take it from here. It's out, we're talking, words are being said, no longer just thoughts in our head. And I don't know why we were so scared before, 'cause now that we're talking, I just want to talk some more. More. We'll leave it at that. Thank you very much. And for real, therapy is legit. So this is a song I wrote in California, and I've been writing with a lot of male-female harmony in mind and picturing kind of banjos and strings. So you're going to use your imagination and picture there's like a fiddle here and a banjo here and some great guy next to me, and we're singing together. But for right now, it's just me. And I kind of was trying to write these less kind of what's going on in Bergin's world, and you know where I'm sitting and going through, and more kind of timeless, like ye oldie song. So that's what I was channeling for this one. Anyway, so this one's called Dear Henry. So fiddle here, banjo here. Okay. Dear Henry, I wrote a letter to you, my dear, goodbye. I may not find no better, but at least I've got to try. So take my land and home and call them your own, for I have many Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. You can go now. So this one I wrote many moons ago, and it was actually on my Blink album from 4-something years ago, and it was called Dishes. And then I decided to re-record it on the Somebody album because I wanted the kind of band with me, and I renamed it The Longer You Love Someone because that's what's in the chorus. But actually, it's kind of one of my regrets to the album is that I changed that title because I think dishes is actually a pretty key thing in a relationship, and how you prepare a meal and what you're preparing and who's cleaning up after and who's at your table, and all those different roles are kind of showing and a kind of gauging of love. So I will reclaim this. The Longer You Love Someone is dishes. And on the album, it's kind of a fun, like almost country-ish vibe. But for today, I'm going to kind of slow it down a little bit. So this is dishes. Here's to everybody doing the dishes together.
When I first met you, you used to do the dishes. When I first met you, you couldn't stop kissing me. When I first met you, you listened to my wishes. Made me feel like there was no one else but me. It's funny, the longer you love someone, the less you do. It's funny because you think the opposite should be true. It's funny, oh, it's not funny at all that I do find myself here. When I first met you, we used to talk for hours, staying up all night, we had so much to share. When I first met you, you used to buy me flowers. Now my empty vase just sits there. It's funny, the longer you love someone, the less you do. It's funny because you think the opposite should be true. It's funny, oh, it's not funny at all that I do find myself here. When I first met you, we used to cook together. You would chop, I would stir with such glee. But now it seems we have hit our stormy weather. I look around, there's no one to be found. It's just little me. It's funny, the longer you love someone, the less you do. It's funny because you think the opposite would be true. It's funny, oh, it's not funny at all that I do find myself here.
Thank you. And on the record, it's kind of like a fun country vibe. Would you say? I don't know. It's a more upbeat, but that's what I was feeling. So we're gonna stay with the kind of somber vibe. And this song I recorded on the album On the Roads, which was my first time introduction to the Rhodes, and oh my God, she had me. I fell pretty hard for her. So for right now, we'll do the substitute electric piano. Also, I want to do a shout out to Anne Fix, who runs a beautiful store called Yali in the Stonington, who has lent me this keyboard. So go there for all of your Turkish goods. But anyway, so for right now, we will pretend this is a Rhodes. And this is a song called Some of Us Fall. And I wrote this about a dear friend of mine, Ash, who died by suicide about 9 years ago. And I miss him dearly. And I've been trying to write different songs about him because I just kept on thinking he'd be there. You know, you go to dinner and you're like, where's our friend? He should be at the table. Or you meet your friends at the beach and there's someone missing. And the songs and the feelings that I was trying to get were all about me and how I missed him and how I wanted him to be there. And then one day I kind of tried to get inside of his head and just try to imagine how he must have felt, and realizing that I had to kind of honor that. And it still breaks my heart that he's not here. And if anyone is in pain, please reach out. And like tomorrow will be a better day. But this one too, I think, you know, the pain is real, and we kind of dismiss a lot in our culture, and we're a very not strong and compassion culture right now. And I think a little bit more love and a little bit more sensitivity and thinking about someone else and what they might be going through could do wonders. So this is for him and for anyone else out there in pain.
I'm tired of everything. And I've tried everything. And why does everyone want to save me? Why is it to just save yourselves? And why can you just let me be? 'Cause some of us rise and some of us fall. Some of us fall. I've lied about everything.
So I've been really lucky. I've gone to these songwriter retreats for the last 5 years. I went to one. Katie Curtis runs one in Maine that I've been to, and it is no hyperbolic statement to say that it just changed my life and reminded me that I was a songwriter, and to be in a place with just creative people for a week where all you got to do is nourish your inner spirit is just amazing, and you don't have to think about food and kids and work, and it's just pure heaven. And this year I'm actually going to go to a new one. Dar Williams is doing one in New York, so I'm going to go to hers. But I've met some just amazing people there too who just become part of my tribe, and I feel really lucky. And one of those people is Liz Gahn, who is a dear friend of mine now, and we're kind of like camp buddies, and she's been my muse for a couple of songs. And this one we were having a funny night, and we got in trouble for being too loud. And Jenna Limbo, who is the most amazing spirit in the world, told us to go to the edge of the meadow because we were being a little too loud, which is probably like the meanest thing that Jenna could ever say, because she's the sweetest person ever and an amazing songwriter. And we were looking for, there was this beautiful full moon that night, and we were in this meadow in Maine and these pine trees everywhere, and we were going around the meadow trying to find the moon and off on this little adventure. And then it ended up when we came back to right where we were starting from was actually right where we could see the moon. And as we were kind of walking around, I got this tune in my head about let's find the moon. And when I thought about it too, it's like, when you're so fixated on trying to find something sometimes, and then you kind of go off and let yourself have the adventure, and then these things are actually just in front of you all along. And so it was just this little kind of dance in the meadow, but was a bigger thing the next day. So this is called Find the Moon. And this one, my kids and I did a little clay video to it, which is really sweet. We put it on YouTube, and you can see my 4-year-old at the time with the strings, his hands poking through. But anyway, so this is Find the Moon.
Let's find the moon on the edge of the meadow. Will you, my dear, stay with me near? See where we go. Let's find the moon on the edge of the meadow. She can't be far now. I think she's somehow behind those pine trees. Let's follow the moon on the edge of the meadow. How can she be so hard to see, so bright in the sky? Forget about the moon, let's just waltz in the meadow. Under the stars, let's let our hearts lead us in song. We found the moon in the heart of the meadow, and how could we not know to follow her glow? She was there all along. So when I look for the moon, when I'm far from our meadow, I'll think of you, darling, it's true, just as you are. When I find the moon, I'll wonder where do you go. But I know, my dear, you are right here, here in my heart. I know, my dear, you are right here, the moon in my heart.
Thank you very much. I sing that to my kids at night. That's one of their lullabies.
Bergin O'Malley, how you doing over there? That sounded tremendous.
Thank you.
What are you drinking?
I got some kombucha. I quit the booze, and now I'm doing the kombucha and juicing that I picked up at Biologique in Mystic on my way here.
Yeah.
I'm just, and it tastes great.
That's a good thing.
Yes, it is a good thing.
You're with us at Live Lunch Break from the Day, and my name is Rick Koster. I host this every week. It's a privilege. We're here in the Telegraph Record Shop, but we always archive these, and so you can get them at theday.com/live lunch. Bergin, that was a great first set, and you performed a lot of material from the new album and one from Blink, right?
Yep.
And what I was thinking about when I was watching you play was how interesting the process of songwriting is. And earlier on in the set, you demonstrated sort of a fallback chord step down that you use a lot. And a lot of songwriters, most probably, have a comfort zone that's either a progression, maybe sometimes it's just because it fits their vocal range, maybe sometimes it's because they like the way an F major 7 sounds and they use that over and over again. But what you did was you discovered through therapy a different way of looking at the world, and you went to this Debussy-esque thing. So what was that like? How did you say, I'm not going to do this step down this time?
Yeah, I just wanted to change things up, and it's like this has been kind of the theme for the last couple of years. Is just, I don't know, we can just get stuck in our ruts and we get in our habits, whether it's our food, our music, our relationships, or whatever it is. And I just thought for this particular song, because I really did, I just changed mentally. I was like, I can't
do those.
I can't go back.
Do the old step down and then do
it would
this.
have been like, it's out, we're talking, and words are being said. That's what it would have been. It would have been, it's out, we're talking, all words are being said. That's what it would have been. But then the new one, it's out, we're talking, all words are being said.
I love that.
Yeah, it was fun, and also I write differently. I just, when I'm walking, and I try to actually not be at the piano when I'm writing,
Right.
and you can kind of tell the songs I've written when I've been at the piano, because I do. You start
A little
here.
more
I love
formulaic.
A and
Yeah.
B flat, and but if I'm out, I'm more creative. If I'm just kind of out
Right.
with my muse, and then I'll thank God for voice memos. If I don't have the voice memo, then poof, the song is gone. But yeah, and actually, I think too, it's like the songs that are kind of really the how's Bergin feeling right now? Dig deep are the more kind of storytelling. Sitting here with my coffee and my heart is sad, and it's the same chord progressions versus the ones I think when I kind of go into more like character or other people's, let myself get into another space. I think the music ends up being different too. So
I mean, we could talk. Bruce over here is a wonderful songwriter. We could talk to all of us.
Yeah. Come on up.
And everybody, it's just a fascinating process. You might be a novelist or a poet or whatever, but then you played, which is my favorite song on the new album, and it's a song about a friend of yours that you lost. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, one of the expressions that you use, and you do variations on the verb, but it's, I tried so hard.
Yeah.
When did it occur to you to say, not just I tried so hard, but it makes such a difference when you go, I tried so hard. That just like hit me over the head.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
That's what it is. Like the struggle, it's not, people don't just wake up one day. You don't go from this to the next day and just, and it is one of my other dear friends, Clay Stewart, who I miss dearly. He died in 2001. And some other friends, like they've been thinking about this for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I think, like I talked to some friend who had, he'd been writing his obituary and just thinking about like this daily struggle for just years, And for me personally, it's like I don't have that struggle, And I know that, like, and I'm very grateful for not having that. But I know that it's kind of got nothing to do with me that my brain is that way. I just happen to be, I have the brain that I have, and I, try and do positive things. And I know definitely in the last year, like quitting not drinking as much and running and changing what I eat and just prioritizing the things that really matter to me obviously make a difference. But you can be doing all of that. Just look at our recent with Bourdain and Kate Spade. And, you can be doing, like, living your best life. But if your brain is eating away at you, it is. So I think, And it was when I was writing that too. There was that's when I just like lost it when I was.
Yeah,
I was
sure.
kind of there was something about, and it was really the first time. I was just like really crying and just really kind of just realizing how just hard that must be. And I think too, I wrote the song after he died before I'd had children. Oh, I was like 7 weeks pregnant with Emmett. But I think too, something really shifted with my own boys of like, just like thinking about like, God, my friends who died, like their parents lost their babies. And so there was another layer to that. And actually I'm going to sing the I'm Your Mama song was actually almost like the first attempts to writing the song for my friends. And because I was trying to think, I was like, how can I let my kids know that like, life is going to be hard, and it just is, because that's, there are bad things happen in life, but that it's like, how do you know that like I'm going to be there for them, but also creating a space in their own, like I just hope they have the kind of heads and hearts that they can get through things and know that things will be okay.
We're speaking with Bergin O'Malley here on Live Lunch Break, and forgive me for pushing in a path that was a little more introspective and dark, but it is part of life. And so here's some happy stuff. You lived in Berkeley for a couple of years, and you're back, and we're glad you're back.
I'm very glad to be back.
Hey, Dad, are you glad she's back? Yes, absolutely. And I thought you might say that. So, what are you going to do musically now that you're back here? What you've got? So for us, this is a new record, and you've got 2 years out there of writing and experiences. What are you going to do musically now that you're back?
So I've got so I'd been running children. I've also got 2 children's albums, and so I was doing the kind of music, the kids music scene before I left, and I still want to keep that up. But actually, it was just it's just so wonderful in Berkeley, being really part of that East Bay music scene and playing these great venues like the Freight and Salvage, which has been around just for like 50 years, and just meeting these people, and the energy was really just so inspiring and validating, and the community aspect of it was really fun. So I am here. I want to collaborate while I'm here. I want to be out. I want to be just in the zone. So this is anyone local who would like to sing with me. I'm up for play dates. I am playing. I do have a show lined up at the LaGrua Center in Stonington on Friday, August 10th, which should be really fun. I kind of, they've got a beautiful grand piano there, and that I've written a lot of songs in that space. I really, Stonington is my home. I'm so grateful to be back in that space, and to share songs and stories then. But music is going to be at the heart. It always has been in my life, but now it's kind of jumped back up again. So
Berkeley is probably one of the most intellectual and creative areas in the known universe. Did it make you appreciate how really vibrant this little scene is?
Yes. And I think too, it's like the stepping away. I was always grateful for this area. I knew I had something special, and leaving it was a big decision, but we had to do it for our family. And but to go out there and then to fall in love out there with the weather and the culture and the vibrancy, but then to come back here and realizing like, oh, actually, we got it pretty good here. And to walk around and see the murals here, and this record store, and these people, and the sense of community, and just the just like driving to the grocery store and seeing the ocean is pretty awesome. Whereas in Berkeley, it was everything was, you want to go for a walk in the woods, but you have to actually like reserve the parking space a week in advance, and there's traffic and there's money involved, and it was kind of like a supermodel. It was like this, like everything was beautiful, but very like like you just couldn't really touch it. But like even the air there, it's so clear, but there's no smell to it. And coming back here and like smelling like the salt and the fish, right, and this, even the the allergies are raging, but I'm like, but we're feeling it, It's like so it feels. I have a renewed sense of kind of wonder of this area, and I have a renewed sense of self from kind of stepping away from a bit. So I think
fantastic.
I'm excited to put those two together.
So our guest today is Bergin O'Malley on Live Lunch Break, and you are, as always, eloquent. But I have blathered long enough, so I was thinking maybe you would do us the honor of playing some more. Yeah? Sure. What do y'all say, Bergin O'Malley?
And Actually, this song is the first song I wrote in California, and because if you live in California, you have to write a song about California, and this was written just the first couple weeks I was there after the first earthquake. And there was also this horrible storm out here, and so kind of getting these text messages about snow and shoveling, and I'm sitting there in this sunshine and earthquake, and also not really knowing what I was doing out there, and I wasn't. Yeah, I was kind of alone without my community and trying to figure out work and the kids, but I kind of decided I was like, okay, I'm here to figure out my heart and head and just let everything come in that I'm seeing here. And so this is my song about California. And it was written in the piano, so we're going to start at B and then we're going to E because that's my comfort zone.
The ground shook at 3 a.m. I woke up scared, but I went back to sleep again. And I had to wonder, was that just a dream? Early this morning, traffic came to a stop. There were turkeys outside the vegan donut shop. Oh, and I had to wonder, is this really what I'm seeing? And I hear there's snow back home in the east, and the storm's coming, it's gonna be a real beast. Oh, I remember what that was like. It's raining here, the sun's on the way, and I picked a lemon from my tree today. Oh, this is a new life. California, I'm here. What I meant to do now isn't exactly clear. California, I'm here. With a full heart and open mind, knowing time is dear. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. At an Oakland bar, circle of song, women's voices together make us strong. Oh, and I had to wonder, is this really what I'm hearing? The signs all say all are welcome here. That means you and me from far and near. Oh, but I had to wonder, what does this mean for me? And I hear there's snow back home in the east, and the storm's coming, it's gonna be a real beast. Oh, I remember what that was like. It's raining here, the sun's on the way, and I picked a lemon from my tree today. Oh, this is a new life. California, I'm here. What I meant to do now isn't exactly clear. California, I'm here. With a full heart and open mind, knowing time is dear. I'm here. Oh, I'm here. I'm here.
That's California. Thank you. And actually, I was thinking about the songwriting process. So when I'm feeling a song's coming, or if I'm trying to force myself for the song, I just start. I'm like, okay, like where are you now? So it's like, what just happened, and then go to your chord. So it's like, the ground shook at 3 a.m. So I'm like, that's what just happened. And then sometimes the song comes of it, and sometimes it doesn't. But I always am just like, where are you now? And start from there. So this one I wrote in California as well, and I kind of put it in the Dear Henry-ish category of this kind of, I've got my banjo here, and I've got my fiddle here, and I got my my harmony next to me, and this is kind of like a toe-tapping fun song called either 88 or The Ride. So maybe we'll have a little poll after this. All right, so there we go.
I know your heart is taken,
88 or the ride? 88, hands up. The ride? 88 it is. All right, next record. Now we got it. So let me just swig on my kombucha. So this one I talked about with you, Mr. Rick. Thanks again just for having me here. It means a lot to be back here in my first couple weeks. So to Peter and Rick and Rich, who wasn't here, for having this wonderful store, and Bernard, lovely meeting you, and for you people to be here too. So this is the song, I'm Your Mama, that I was talking about, and I write songs normally pretty quickly. Sometimes it'll take me a while to get there to be able to write the song, but normally when it's there, then they kind of come out pretty easily for me. But this song took me 3 years to write, which I don't normally do that. But it was a song, it's a song for my kids, and I just wanted to get it right. And I kept on, there were lots of different variations, which actually now I can't remember, but I think the idea too, I was like, what is the main message that I want, other than obviously that I love them, but I think it's the idea that I want to be here for my kids, but also realizing that I'm not always going to be the person that they want to come to, and that's okay. So it's like, and even being home here and being back in my village and with my tribe, and realizing that actually, time with my dad, getting the windows cleaned yesterday, and we're going to the dump, and that's precious, and maybe conversations will pop up with my kids during that time, or just we're staying with friends right now and upstairs, and we're cooking, and then the teenagers and tweens are playing video games with them, and it's just creating spaces for them so they have other people, so that they can always come to me, but I also just want them to know they have the whole world out there. So this, I'm gonna do the strings on this, because on the album, it was the only live tracked, it was the only song that we did live on the album, and I'm really glad we did do that, and I thank you to Steve, sound engineer, who made that call, and Eric, who produced the whole thing. It was amazing, but it felt really intimate and wonderful to play that live, and then Eric Lichter put these beautiful strings on it, and it just really made it pop. So I'm gonna try and recreate that with just the strings and really simple here. So if it's too cheesy, pardonnez-moi. Anyway, so this is I'm Your Mama.
I'm your mama, I'm your mama, oh, I'm your mama, oh, I'm your mama, I'm here. There'll be times you won't wanna talk to your mama, but oh, just know I'm here. I am to love you and then to let you go. There ain't another love like this that I know, and I will guide you and give you all that I can. I won't hide you, I won't lie to you, and I'll try to understand. I'm your mama, I'm your mama, oh, I'm your mama, oh, I'm your mama, I'm here. There'll be times you won't wanna talk to your mama, but oh, just know I'm here. There'll be days when the world will break your heart, and it feels like it's all coming apart, but I know you know how loved you are, and wherever you go, I'm with you, even when I'm far. I'm your mama, I'm your mama, oh, I'm your mama, oh, I'm your mama, I'm here. There'll be times you won't wanna talk to your mama, but oh, just know I'm here. You will fail, you will fly, You may stumble, oh, you may fall. Even when you crumble, you know who to call. Your mama, your mama, oh, your mama, oh, your mama, I'm here. There'll be times you won't wanna talk to your mama, but oh, just know I'm here. But oh, just know I'm here.
Thank you. I did switch it back to piano. It was a little too much. How?
Strings work though.
Yeah, in the beginning, but then it was gonna go along. But it's nice on the record though. Should I do one? How much time? One more song?
Sure.
Two? Can I do two or one?
You want.
All right. I'm gonna do two then. And this one, this is another California song, and it's kind of California was a big transition period, and there were some decisions to be made, and there was this day where I was kind of really thinking about which way to go, and I kind of knew, and then I went outside, and it was, again, this is the right what's happening right now, but it was, and you will know, but it just started raining, and a lot of the time when it rains, like we run indoors, we put the umbrellas up or get our coats on, and I was just outside, and I just like let the rain come over me. And actually all that happens if you do that is you get wet, and then you go inside and you dry off, and it actually felt really good, and it was just this kind of soothing and also this like wake up call, and just this thing too where it's just rain, but it's this thing that we kind of fear, and actually if you just kind of let it come in, that actually is really not that scary, and it just kind of snapped me out of what I was thinking about and debating about in the time, and this thing that was kind of big and felt scary, and I just literally was like, it's gonna be okay. So I hope. So I took it as a big sign, and that's what it is. But this is a gentle rain, and the song is kind of longer than I usually do and a bit slower, but I'm just gonna see how it plays out. So again, thank you so much. Gentle rain. Don't fear the rain. If I can remember the words. Oh, here we go.
I went outside to ground myself, feel the earth beneath my feet. I grabbed a book, a gift from home. I needed something to read. Warm tea in my hand to soothe my heavy heart. My head trying to understand just where I had to start. Just like that, the skies opened. There was water on my page. Just like that, the spell was broken, and I did not feel the same. Just like that, I knew what I had to do, and it was just a gentle rain. Just a gentle rain. Just a gentle rain falling down on me. When your heart is breaking, you wonder what love is for. But when the whole world is for the taking, you realize you want more. Warm tea in my hand to soothe my just a gentle rain falling down on me. Sometimes you just need a sigh to let yourself know that everything will be fine. Sometimes you gotta listen to your heart, 'cause the truth is she's probably known from the start. Grabbed my notebook and I went inside. I dried myself and I realized I was ready for this ride. Warm tea in my hand to soothe my heavy heart. My head trying to understand just where I had to start. Just like that, the skies opened. There was water on my page. Just like that, the spell was broken, and I did not feel the same. Just like that, oh, I knew just what I had to do, and it was just a gentle rain. Just a gentle rain. It was just a gentle rain falling down on me.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So don't fear the rain. You just get wet, and it's all good. All right. Well, thank you again for having me, for being here. Support your local music. If you want to play music with me, please look me up. You can find me on Facebook, Bergin O'Malley, bergino'malley.com. I'm on all the things, on the Spotifys and the iTunes, but this is the album. And thank you. And also just shout out again to Dirt Floor Records, where I recorded the album, because it was just a really wonderful experience. And yeah, so I'm going to close with the title track of the album, and it's called Somebody. And thank you again.
I don't know you, you don't know me, but let's get together. I don't know how it's true, but just looking at you, life's looking better. I've been feeling kind of scared to put myself out there, feeling so unprepared, and I hope that you don't care. It's just when I saw you walk across that room, I just knew, oh, I have to talk to you. So where are you from? What do you do? Do you have any pets? Let's skip small talk, just get right down to love, lost joy, and regrets. I've been feeling kind of scared to put myself out there, feeling so unprepared, and now I just don't care. And when I saw you walk across that room, I just knew, oh, I had to talk to you. It just seems like everybody's got I'll be somebody to you.
Thank you very much.
Bergin O'Malley, everybody. The album is Someone.
Somebody.
Somebody.
On the
Sorry.
same thing.
I've got it
Yeah.
here. I
Yeah.
don't know how I did that. See?
Very similar.
See? Clearly it says somebody, not someone. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you for being here.
I'm so very glad to be here.
She's home now,
I
is
am
what I'm
home.
trying to
I
say.
know. It feels
That's a beautiful thing.
Yay, it feels so good, and we are so lucky. And I remember the talk. I met some really wonderful people out in Berkeley, and when I said I was going back home, there was a lot of, oh God, I would never go back to my hometown and wherever, Michigan or Iowa, or, I was like, it's just kind of not the same because I'm moving back to not only this beautiful and rich, vibrant place, but a place where my parents are here and all my friends I grew up with are here, and we're raising our families together, and their parents are here, and then even the in-laws move here, and it's just this kind of fabric, this tribe that like humans are supposed to be kind of with their people, and it's in very recent history that we've all decided we should move around the world and have these exciting lives, but actually all I want right now is just to be with my people, and it feels so good to be home. So
Note to Dallas, Texas. That ain't applying to me. I am not going back, so thank you. Anyway, okay. Listen, because we do this, have done this every week mostly for years, and it escapes people that even the live lunch break personnel have to take vacations. Pete, for example, he's got 2 kids of his own.
hey Pete.
Got a place in Maine that they go visit, and he's got some vacation time coming. So Pete's going to be in Maine for a while. My wife and I are going to go to the 7-Eleven in Bridgeport, spend a little time there because that's what we do. But the point is, we're taking some time off. This is the last live lunch break. Live lunch break has become seasonal, like clam shacks and ice cream parlors, and so. We'll get back. We will be back, but we're going to take some time for a while. I want to thank everybody that's been so supportive, particularly Rich and Bernard here at the Telegraph. And it's a home, too. This is a home away from home as well. And since Rich isn't here, I'm going to distract Bernard and steal about 3 or 4 CDs on my way out the door. But as always, Pete Wappy getting it right in the house. So happy vacation to you. And we'll see you guys when we do. It'll be in the day paper, and we'll let you know. BerginO'Malley.com. She's home. Look her up. Have fun. You guys have a great summer.
Thank you.